Good morning. How's everyone doing? Hope everybody's doing well. I just wanted to say I miss you all and wish we were together, but unfortunately we can't be. So this is going to be a demonstration on the first part of our Cubism project. We'll do a couple different steps with this, and the first step is you need to have a composition laid out. I ended up taking a bunch of things from my kitchen and arrange them, and you want to do the same type of thing, whether it's stuff from your bedroom or just laying around the house. If you have a guitar or any instrumental, things like a piano, or even, I don't know, whatever you want to draw is fine with me. You can use a picture from your cell phone if you'd like, but I like the Cubism drawings in a still life format, so that's why I set mine up that way. When I started to do this, I didn't like that there was like all this background behind me when I was doing it. So what I ended up doing was I took just like a piece of paper. Fortunately, I found this in my basement. It was just a big sheet of paper. You can use a blanket or a sheet or anything. And then just kind of put it behind your picture, have someone hold it for you, and then take a picture with your cell phone. I will attach a picture of what mine turned out after I took that image. So then once you have that, you're all ready to start drawing, okay? So that's step one. Okay, so now your next step is, as you can see, I took my picture here on my cell phone. That was, so I had that background all blocked out with just that piece of paper. Now I'm going to end up drawing from that, just because I'm going to have to take this stuff away later, and with still life things always move around. So at least with my picture, I know that it's going to end up staying there in that same spot. I'm going to start my drawing. I'm going to take up the whole entire paper, so I'm going to try to draw big, and remember to draw very lightly if you need to erase. So I'm going to start with the highest section up here, and I'm going to start drawing, and it looks like my highest area is this picture here. So I'm going to kind of lay that out, okay, and then I'm gonna, try to take up as much space as possible, okay. All right. Now I have my picture all drawn out. Your next step now is to take a ruler or something that's flat if you don't have a ruler at home, and you want to draw, I'd say, about 6 to 9 lines. Unfortunately, it's going to be hard for you to do this, but going through your drawing. So I'm just going to start that. I'm just going to start making a bunch of different broken up segments. 3. You want them like evenly dispersed throughout your piece here. Let's see, 1, 2, 1, 5. Let's see, where else should I do it? I'm trying to get like a good balance. I don't want like too much of a area there that doesn't have any lines going through it. I'm gonna have to move my ruler up because I ran out of space there. Maybe this way. Let's see where else. I feel like one more right here, and then I should be good. Okay, so now all these lines are going through your drawing. Okay, now this is where it's going to get kind of tricky. So in my directions online, I had put what you need to do is kind of take maybe about half of these lines and start to erase and redraw. And what I mean by that is you want to kind of shift your lines here and there so they're not lining up, because that's what Cubism is about. So for instance, let's go with this area because this is a big area. So I have this line here. I'm going to keep everything in here the same, like right in this area. And then this line, what I'm going to do is shift. I'm going to shift down a little bit. So I'm going to draw a line right under it. And then I'm going to erase this one. Okay. And then the line up here, I'm going to shift also. Shift down and then erase this.
So these two lines now don't line up, but if you noticed in Cubism, that is what happens. So now I'm gonna keep this one the same, but I'm gonna shift this one again. So I'm going to draw down here, erase this line. And this is why you needed to draw lightly, because then if you didn't, it's going to be hard to erase. And then I'm gonna shift this line down and erase this. So I have this shifting thing going on here. I'm going to do it in this area too. So I have this line. Maybe I'll shift this one up. And erase that line. Keep this one. And then I'll do this one and I'll shift up again. Actually, you know what? That's too close to this, so I'm gonna actually shift it down. So it doesn't really matter which way you shift it, as long as you're doing some shifting in some of these little segments. So you can see I've skipped some of the segments. Okay, I'm gonna keep that. Let's see, where else can I do it? I'm going to do it in a bunch of other different areas too. Actually, maybe here in my, oops, I should have drawn it first before I erased. I'm gonna shift this line here in my paintbrush here. So now it kind of, see, here's the paintbrush handle and then it shifts. See that? Shifted it. Let's see, I'm gonna keep some of these lines I can erase because I feel like, you know, when you're sketching, you get a lot of lines. And now when you want to keep a line, I draw it a little darker so that when you go to shade and color, you can see some of those lines a lot better. And I'm gonna erase that part. Here's this. I'm gonna shift it right here. So I'm going to draw here next to it. Erase this line. This is probably going to be confusing, not seen in person, but I would just do the best you can. If you need more help, sometimes even some other YouTube videos will help you. And like I said, you don't have to do all of them. Here's this area of my picture. I'm gonna shift this line. So I'm going to draw the line next to it and erase this. So your main goal is to try to not have these lining up to each other. They're like shifting. There's another thing that you could do is enlarge something. You can do that too, but I like just shifting. It makes it easier. And I'm gonna, end up shifting the rest of my image, okay? So I'm gonna go about and do that while you are starting yours. My hair look okay?
Are you videoing?
Yes. Go.
Yeah, but then that's gonna be video. All right. Okay. Hi, everybody. Hi, everybody. It's Miss Riley. No, it's dumb.